Dres Music, is that how you say his name?
Dres Smuzic, yeah.
Dres Music. Okay, yeah, because I'm like, I didn't want to mess it up too much. I already knew I was gonna mess it up. I mess everybody's name up. I know what I'm saying. I know. But
No, it'd be like that.
right. But yeah, anywho, welcome to the Lower East Side Underground. Glad to have you. You know, glad you let us put your art on the website. Very appreciative of that. And like I said, a lot of people on the website they want to know how you got your name. Like, what made you choose that stage
So listen, it's been a few names out there. We're not going to talk about all of them. But when I was in high school, I actually went by Skittles. But
name?
yeah, I ate a lot of Skittles growing up.
Okay.
Okay. So like every time somebody seen me, I had Skittles. So it was like Skittles. All right. So but then like as I got older, like I realized I can't go by Skittles. This is a whole copyright infringement. Like
All right. Yeah.
you feel me? So I thought about it and it was like, well, I took the three middle letters of my name and started going by Dre.
Okay.
So my name is Andre Lee. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
So so
Right.
yeah. So so that government.
Right.
But yeah, so I started going by Dre. And then Smuzic came out of Skittle Music.
Okay.
That's the real origin behind Skittle Music. But then I was like, I need to make this make more sense because if I say that, it's like, mm-mm. So I really did put thought process into if I really wanted to go with music or not.
Okay.
So then I changed the meaning of the S to smooth.
Okay.
So it's smooth music. So it's Dre Smooth. Dre now it's Dres. So it sounds like Dres Smuzic. But if you look at it and like you get into it deeply and you really think about it, it's really saying Dre smooth music.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely add up. It definitely when you listen to your music, it's definitely smooth. You know that late night. You and the lady, you know what I'm saying. You and your loved one want to put something on at night. You know.
Yeah.
So I definitely mess with that. Yeah, I definitely mess with it heavily. It's very, unique and creative. A lot of people, they use their real name. Some people think they should never use their real name. So I think it's always an interesting question to ask, even though it's simple.
Yeah. And a lot of people told me that I should just go by my first name. But I'm like, nah, that's not, I didn't create that. You feel me? My
Yeah.
parents created
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Okay. I have to create
Right.
this artist that I'm gonna put out. Who am I branding? Who am I? Who do I want y'all to know? Who am I?
Right.
So it's not who my parents like, yeah, they raised me, but it's not who they created.
Right.
Because eventually I branched off and was by myself for a long period of time. So it's like I'm out in Arizona by myself. So it's
Okay.
like my family on the other side of the world, like not other side of the world, but other side of the United States. So it's like, well, actually, I do have family on the other side of the world, but we're not gonna talk about
Right.
that.
Right.
But it's just like, I wanted to be myself and like really like get in tune with who I am as an artist and who I am as a person. And with that, it's like with finding myself, I found this name. So it all just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely like you say. You definitely gotta have a story behind it. If it ain't no story behind it, it definitely, it ain't gonna be special. So I agree with you on that.
So yeah, so for all the people that's watching this, when y'all see my name, think of Dres like not like a dress, but like a possession, like it belongs to Dre.
Ooh, ooh,
So yeah.
that's deep. Hey, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here. But moving on, you said you out Phoenix. How's the music scene there? Do you?
So I moved out here from Kentucky. So I actually, yeah, and I lived in Covington for a little bit. So I know that Ohio scene a little bit. But it's like it's definitely different from out there versus out here because in Kentucky, like yeah, there's people like Bryson Tiller and Jack Harlow who came out of Louisville, but I was in Lexington. You feel me?
Two completely
That's
different.
like it's an hour away and it makes the biggest difference.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
I attest to that.
And if you're not willing to go to Louisville to get into the studios out there, you're not gonna get nowhere in Lexington. Like you can do like the little open mics that they started doing recently. Like you can start doing stuff like that, or you could branch out and travel.
Yeah,
Staying in one place is not gonna work for me anyway. Cause I know like to grow my fan base, I gotta show face in different places.
right,
So
right.
so
Yeah,
like now when I'm looking at my stream counts and all that, I go back and I look at, you know, the stream counts in Kentucky versus out here. It's a lot bigger out here because there's so many more people focused on trying to be in the music industry. And then you gotta also keep in mind LA's like 5, 6 hours away from here. So it's like you literally got an outlet there. Then you got Vegas. That's 5 hours in a different direction. You
right,
know, so it's like you have opportunity. There's more opportunities on this side of the United States than on that side. Now you have New York over there, but it's like you have to like put more work into it out there than you do out here. And it's like, yeah, you got to put a lot of work into it regardless of where you go. But it's like more people are willing to listen out here.
right, right. And you able to, like you say, you able to find more people on that same path. Like you know what I mean? They trying to get in the industry as well, or maybe they already in the industry. Like you said,
Right,
it ain't too many
exactly.
people over here that's in the industry that's coming back, you know, to this region
Exactly.
faithfully. Like I think what Kid Cudi from Ohio, like you say, another one. Like he had a recent
Yeah,
show here, but I think he dipped like right after that show. He's like, all right, I see y'all.
exactly.
So
Exactly. And like, you know, like Chris Brown from Virginia, but it's like
right,
you don't
right.
be out there like that for real.
Nah, nah. So yeah, you right. Like you say, the West Coast is definitely the best coast when it comes to like you say startups and just like you say, even just being an independent artist. Like you know what I mean? Because you got to like you
Hmm.
say, show face. Like people got to see the artist. They want to see the person behind the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Their name, like you know what I'm saying, behind the camera.
Yeah.
So,
And that's the thing, like with me, I had to learn that because I'm like with me, I'm an empath. So like when I get around people, it's like I get a little nervous just by being around them. I don't even have to be performing. I'll be just a
okay,
little nervous just being around people.
right,
Just because of like how I grew up and you know my upbringing and stuff like that. I always learned to love everybody, but not everybody learned to love everybody. So it's like you gotta be cautious of that.
yes,
So it's like with that, it's like I live like a pacifist lifestyle, pescatarian. So it's like with that, I'm just, you know, I'm just chilling and like with music, like I like to just, you know, talk about real life experiences and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, being out here, it just, you know, you meet a lot of people and it's like even if they give you a bad experience or a good experience, you're always gonna learn something new.
right,
You're
yeah,
always gonna learn.
yeah. I agree. You definitely, you always gonna learn something from anybody you meet. Like you said, whether it's good or bad, it's a life lesson. So it's definitely important. But
Right.
it's just like you know, I guess keep going and like speaking about that. You know, like being alone out there. I ain't gonna say alone, but you know, being out there by yourself, away from your family. Like, do that kind of inspire you to go harder? You know, to make it in the music industry, or to you know, make better songs, or be more creative? You know,
Yeah, so like being away from family, like I literally left for the sole purpose of doing music.
okay,
So that was literally the reason why I left. And a lot of people don't understand that that's the reason why I left. So it's like they're like, when are you coming back? I'm like, never.
right,
Like,
right,
I'm like, when are you coming to visit me? What you mean?
right,
But no, it's just one of those things where it's like being away from family is like I was kind of like a loner anyway growing up. So it's like it didn't impact me too heavy in the beginning. It's starting to now more than in the beginning when I first moved out here. I've been out here for like five years.
okay,
So it's like in the beginning years, like I was cool with being away. But
right,
now I'm starting to miss the family and stuff like that.
yeah,
And it's like all this COVID stuff happening, all this other stuff happening, wars happening, and all this other stuff. And it's like society wants us to be distracted by it with all of the other stuff. And it's like with all that going on, it makes it harder for me to be able to get back to the East Coast sometimes. Because like, I can't come out to visit because that ticket's like $1,000 sometimes, $600, $800 just for like a back and forth. So I'm like,
Yeah.
back when I was going out there yearly, man, and then those tickets was like 200,
All
$300.
right,
You feel me?
right,
Now it's up there in the 600s, and I'm like,
right,
y'all gotta wait.
yeah,
Y'all gotta
yeah, y'all
wait, 'cause
got to wait.
I'm not, y'all don't understand. I'm not there yet. So I'm still coming up.
Right. Yeah, we inspired still, right? We in
I'm
inspired
still
still.
trying to figure out who I can reach out to get on my frequency to like feel my music and understand like this music is not just music. It's music to help people cope. It's music to help people grow. I want people to relate to what I'm saying and
Right,
realize that I'm still going, so you can too.
right, right,
You know?
right. Yeah,
Because you're gonna go through a lot of stuff. You're gonna fall out of friendships, fall out of relationships, fall out of family even falls out. So like you're gonna have fallouts, and then people are gonna, some people pass in your life. You're gonna have those passings, and life is hard. Nothing is easy. So I want people to know that like I go through stuff too. You
right.
know.
Yeah,
So
human.
I'm right here with you. We all strong, and we all got to get through this together.
Right, right.
So
Exactly. I
that's
like
what I'm.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what like I said, that's what I like giving, in these interviews, hearing the artist's voice, so, because it give you, a better understanding of their music, and it kind of help you, like you say, create that vibe and connect more with them, because it's like, oh, yeah, that's why you did that way, or, oh, that's why you said that, or, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, I definitely appreciate that for sure, that backstory on that. So, beginning, I guess going back to your early days of starting out or singing or whatnot, like who's the one that inspires you, or you just kind of seen, what I'm saying, just kind of heard a song of like, you know what, let me do this, let me try
Listen, I blame Disney. Okay.
this. Not Disney though, no
Yo,
Walt.
listen.
Walt, he like what?
No, because look, so me growing up, like Disney, like was a huge part of my life. I don't know why, but it was.
Okay,
It just Disney was everywhere. Disney Channel, Disney movies. You
that's
grew up
true.
watching Lion King, grew up watching all these other shows and stuff like that. You want to learn the songs to the movies that you're watching.
Right.
So it's like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I want to sing like that. And then I'm not gonna lie, when I was young, when I was super young, my mom, she was like recording songs and stuff, and I thought that was cool. I was like, I want to do that too, you know. So she got me when I finally got in like middle school, she saw that I was trying to record and stuff on my phone. So she got me Music Maker for my computer and stuff like that. And that kind of got me started with like recording and stuff. I didn't know anything of what I was doing. It sounded decent though. That's the crazy part. It was like, dang, this wasn't half bad. It just wasn't mixed right.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like, cause
You see
I'm
the
over here doing this
potential.
in middle school, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, let's see where this goes. So as time went by, like, just like, my inspirations, like they started going crazy. Like my biggest inspiration, I would say, like my biggest person like that I like looked up to like in the industry. Like, don't judge me, Justin Bieber.
What, bitch?
Yeah, yes, yes. Because like, mind you, I was watching I was literally on YouTube watching his videos before Baby came out,
Okay.
before
Oh,
that stuff
okay.
came out. So it's like, huh?
Right. Okay, I see what you're
Because
saying.
he was going viral before that stuff
Yeah.
came out, before he even got signed. That's how he got signed. So it's like I really kept up with Justin Bieber heavy when like all that time when he was coming out and stuff like that. And it was like, you know, I was in talent shows singing Baby, Pray, and I was actually like in the top three every time. Every time it never failed. I was getting second, first place.
Okay.
I don't think I ever got third place. And every time I got second place, I thought about it like, okay, I'm like the Jackson Five. Okay.
Oh, wait, not Jackson.
and, and and the crazy part is Justin Bieber didn't win his talent show either.
Oh, really?
Swear, he got second.
Okay, then.
So I'm like, in my opinion, winning the talent show ain't all that because all the greats never won.
Hey,
You
okay,
feel me? So
okay.
that's just me. But yeah, I kept like I followed up with Justin Bieber, and then when he made that song with and I kept up with Chris Brown too. Chris Brown was heavy. Chris Brown, but I was more on Justin Bieber than Chris Brown, and most people would think it's the other way around. No.
Right. He said no. Why? Why though? Like, what makes you be more on B's?
So I liked Breezy when he came out, you know. Breezy was out before Justin, you know, and I liked Breezy. I was listening to him and all that stuff and stuff like that. But you gotta keep in mind, like me, I'm a female, so it's like when I'm growing and stuff, it's like, it's like I'm now non-binary, but like with that, when I was growing up and stuff, like I grew up around a lot of girly stuff. So
Oh, okay. I see what you're
so
saying.
it was like if I wasn't listening to like on the female side of things, it was like Beyonce, um, who else was out? Missy Elliott,
Right.
stuff like that. Like the old cats, Sierra, you know,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, all the good music, that good time frame when music was bumping.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, during that time frame, like it was like my voice can't match theirs because I have a lower voice.
Okay.
So what songs can I sing that's gonna complement my voice? I was going through all of these different songs. I was trying to sing Neo. I was on Neo for a little bit too, but mostly Justin Bieber because he matched my voice register.
Right.
And then, I agreed with a lot of stuff that he was doing up until he went into his teenage years. And I'm glad he grew out of that.
Right.
'Cause
I mean, hey, it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. Yeah.
man, tell me about it. I'm glad I grew out of my teenage years too.
Right.
'Cause- but
Hey.
yeah, no, I like he's very talented, and I feel like a lot of people like threw around his name saying he was gay, but no, he had a lot of girls liking him. He was in a
You know
relationship
how I
with
be.
Selena
You know how I
Gomez, the Wizard of Waverly Place,
Right.
Come on
You know
now.
how it be. You know how it be. But Bugs gonna find anything to hate on.
Man,
Like,
saying that he gay and stuff like that. I'm like, so what if he is? He
right,
bomb. He singing, he
right,
making more money than you.
right. And then, like you said, at the end of the day, like, what they got to do with his art? Like, what they got to
Right.
do with his skills? Like, what that ain't got nothing to do with his
They
skills.
ain't got nothing to do with none of that. That's
Right.
why, like, now I really like Lil Nas X. I
Lil
do.
Nas X.
He's solid.
Yeah,
Every song is gonna get stuck in your head.
he
I'm
he got that catchiness to him too. He do. He got that. Like he
you
mastered that
know
kind
it.
of like he know how to get you to like what did he say? You know what I'm saying?
You know it.
That he know how to ride that beat too. Like he ride his
Hmm.
beats well. And he, like it's I mean it's skill, like you said at the end of the day, and that's the part I think a lot of people, fail to realize like about music. Like yeah, it is a form of art and yeah, you want to be creative and different, but it's still skill. Like you know what I'm saying? Like people gonna always go to the people who can sing the best, rap the best, people who can, have the melodies, the vibes, fit the best. Like it's
Hmm.
just how the game goes. Like you can be super creative and super different all you want, and ain't nobody gonna listen to it if you ain't got no skills. So
Right.
like it's just like you
Yeah.
say. And then B, like you say, he definitely got skills. So
Right. And I'm like, y'all forgetting Usher put this boy on. And y'all over here saying this about this little kid. And it's like now he a grown man and he's like going viral everywhere. You see Justin Bieber everywhere.
yeah, he
Like
definitely doing this thing.
he's doing the stuff and he's still relevant to this day. Like he came out as a teenager and is still relevant. You know how hard that is in the industry?
That's super
And he's
hard.
still relevant. And I'm saying if he wasn't as talented as he is, he would not still be relevant. People would still not be listening to him. He
Right,
would have fell off a long time ago.
right.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
Like
people think like they
I
say
know
he
there
got a
was
lot of women, like numbers don't.
there was this one artist who I thought was gonna be up there with Biebs. I think his name was like Austin Mahone or something like that.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about. Name sound familiar.
Where he at?
Right.
I haven't heard a song from this dude since he came out. The first 3 years he was in like a TV show and had his own stuff going on, and then
He said I can't compete with Beeps. He
it's
said,
like it's not in there.
he
He's
said
not
he's so
doing it.
good.
I'm like, man, Shawn Mendes at least stayed. He's still relevant too. He's
Right.
still relevant. He in the movie now, and he's the main character, and he's on the soundtrack and all that. So I'm like, you either put the work in to try to get what you need to get done, or you end up in debt.
Right.
So it's like with me, for me, I'm trying to like make sure that I can cover as much of the work myself. That way I don't have to put that much into other people for the most part. Like I mix my own stuff and I'll have my dude, he'll master it, you know.
Right.
And then just because like there's certain things that I don't hear that he'll hear, and he has
Right.
more of a professional ear when it comes to that stuff. So I'll trust his ear on stuff, and I'm very, very picky with who I let touch my vocals. I don't try to be mean to nobody, and it's not even like that. It's just I know you're still learning how to get that mix right.
Right.
And you might think that you're already there, but I'm not even all the way there.
Right.
So if I'm not all the way there and you think that you are, but you've been doing this for less time than me,
Come
you
on.
really need to realize that there's always new stuff to learn because you're never going to be all the way there because technology is changing every day.
Yep. Upgrades, all types of different, like you say, people using their voice a different way, like, you know what I'm saying, different microphones, like, yeah, different rooms. Like, it's, oh man, all this stuff matters. So I definitely, I definitely understand you on that one. Like, all that stuff plays an part. And then, like you said, when you creating your art, you want it to, reflect you. Like, you don't want no garbage out there or nothing that you know what I'm saying, didn't sign off on. Like, what kind of sense would that make?
Exactly. And it's like I had some people like mix some stuff that I didn't like and they put it out. And I'm just like, now they wondering why I'm not coming around to record with them no more. And I'm just
Right.
like, well, bro, you didn't get my consent to drop this. You just dropped it.
I
So it's
hate
like,
that. I hate that.
you feel
I
me? So
hate
it's like,
that.
I'm like, change the name to Dre Smuzic. Put that on my old page. It'll pop up as long as it don't mess with my new stuff. It's I don't mean to be
Nah,
rude, but I'm just like I'm focused. I have a goal that I'm trying to reach by a certain time, and I can't allow like somebody else's setback to set me back.
nah, nah, you
And
definitely
I'm
got
like, I know everybody's going through their own growing process, so my time's not gonna be your time, and your time's not gonna be my time. So if our times don't match up, I'm gonna have to go continue on my path while you doing what you doing. It's simple. And it's like I respect what you're doing. And I know for a fact if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna get there.
right.
But right now you're not. I've been doing this, like I said, since middle school. So it's like, and I listen to a lot of mainstream music. So it's like I know what that mainstream sound is kind of like, so I can get close to it and then I'll have somebody finish it out and make it there. You feel
Exactly.
me? I know I
Exactly.
can get close. I know I'm not there yet. And that's simple. And I can admit that. I'm not. I'm not there yet with the mixing.
And then, like they say, it ain't no heroes in this game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody need help. Like, everybody need this person. Everybody got mentors. You know what I mean? Everybody got teachers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that whole 100% self-made, 100% independent bull crap, be like, shut up. Like, it don't work that way. Like, it sound good. That's it. Like,
I'm
like you don't
like,
even want them problems. Like, nobody even want them problems to have everything on their shoulders. Like, nobody wants them problems.
right.
Like, how
I'm
can you
like,
enjoy your success?
right. I'm like, everybody done had a vocal coach in the industry. Why shouldn't I have one? And I don't have one.
Right.
I'm doing this without a vocal coach. So y'all
Right.
don't
So,
understand.
right.
I'm
So wait till you
still
get
learning.
that. Right. Exactly. Wait till you level
Learning.
up for real.
Right. I'm like, man, if you don't have put in your mindset that there's still room to grow, you're just gonna be stuck.
Right. I
You're
agree.
gonna be stuck in that same little spot. And I learned the hard way because for a while, I just wanted to do things the way I was doing it.
Yeah.
But then I met some older people that knew what they was doing in the industry, and they kind of like guided me to like open my mind a little bit and be like, hey, you really gotta like open up a little bit when you coming in rooms with people like this. Because there was a situation like where like I was in the studio and I kid you not, Curtis, Dr. Dre's son,
Oh, okay.
he came into the studio by
Wow.
accident. He came in and said, oops, my bad, then went back out, right?
Okay.
Then the engineer goes and grabs him. He comes back in the room. We have the introductions and stuff, and he gives me feedback. And in that moment, I realized, why do I have a wall up? right now, and this person actually giving me good advice right now, and I have a wall up. And it's like, if I didn't peep that I had a wall up in the moment, I could have that situation could have went left. But
Right.
instead, everything went cool, and then one thing went to the next, and everything. Now we're like, I'm starting to get my, people are starting to like, oh, okay,
Right.
okay,
Right.
okay. He's actually sent me a beat before. That's how that went. It was
Yeah.
like, hey, I want you to hop on this, okay? So it's like, yo, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's
Now I
heavy.
ain't gonna lie, I didn't end up hopping on it. And the reason for it was because like it was just the timing was off.
All right.
So it
Okay.
was like
That
I
was
was
the
already working on a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's like, dang, I do want to hop on this beat, but it's not me right now.
right. Yeah.
So it was like it was a hard situation. So, but I still got the beat though, and nobody's hopped on it, and it's still open for me to hop on. So I can still hop on it, but it's like, yeah, that was an exciting moment in my life. I was geeked for about good 48 hours. Like,
I'm weak.
I
I'm
was a
weak.
whole fan for a good 24, 48 hours.
That's
Because
what.
Dr. Dre is my all-time favorite producer. So it's like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
so it's
You can't
like
hate
I'm
on
not,
it.
like his son walk in the room. I'm like, ah, shit, what the fuck? So this is the Curtis you were talking about, because my manager he's saying that Curtis was there, and I was like, I don't even know who he's talking about. Who's Curtis? Who is Curtis Young? Who is
Right.
this
Right.
person?
Who?
And then it dawned on me because I was like, this name sounds so familiar. Man, who
It's
is this
Nino
Curtis?
Paris. Kurt.
Oh, okay. Oh, that Curtis. Okay.
Right. Though.
But
Oh.
yeah, that was a life-changing experience put that put me in a different mindset
Right.
that made me more serious.
Okay.
Because like at first I was like, I don't know where this is going because every artist has that like little like that little like voice in their head of like, is this really doing anything right now? I don't
Right.
see the results I want to see.
Right.
But
Right. The
that
instant
was actually
gratification.
that was the beginning, that was the legit beginning of this full-blown journey of Dres. That's when I changed my name to
Oh, okay.
Dres instead of Dre.
Okay.
So that was like, yo, you feel me? So it's the timing, you know. It
Yep.
was like, okay, this is a sign more than an opportunity. This is
Right.
more or less a sign. It's
Exactly.
like if it doesn't happen now, it's going to.
Right. Exactly.
So
Nah,
so yeah.
I agree with that. Like I say, timing is everything. And like you said, when you in your creative mode, you gotta, do with the stuff that you feel like creating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't in no party kind of mix, like, why is you trying to make party mix? It's gonna be some depressed party shit anyway. Or it ain't gonna be your best work anyway. So, I
Right.
definitely agree with you on that. But, to save, like I say, the rest, we don't want to give all the way in one interview. So we're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. But anything special you want to say before we go? Anything you want to give
Um
out there to the people? Your
so
platform names and stuff like that. Advice.
yeah. So I'm out on all platforms, everybody. So the way these releases is going, we got three projects coming. They're on the way. We got Dre versus Dres that's gonna drop by the end of this year. Um, before December. So that I can put that out there. I don't have an exact date yet because we're still getting all the mixes and stuff done, but that's coming soon. Sooner than later, way sooner than later. The first single is dropping sooner than later. Um, and then after that, we're gonna get a Fruit Pie Deluxe, but I'm only dropping 6 songs on that. So it's gonna be like a little EP from my album that I dropped last year, Fruit Pie. So it's gonna be 6 additional songs added to that, and then after that, then I'm gonna drop an EP, and it's called Free Dread. Oh yeah, so we working on few. And then I got a few other singles that's coming out too with other artists. I've been collaborating because I have all these projects that are done. They're done recording and all that stuff. So we're just mastering it and dropping it at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
And I have 200 songs in the vault. So yeah, we
Okay.
working.
Okay. Hold
Working over
up.
here. So yeah, you could follow. I'm on Instagram. I am Dres Music. I am DRES SMUZIC. So that's my Instagram, and that's also my Snapchat, and that's also my I lied. That's not my Twitter. My Twitter is just Dres Music. DRES SMUZIC. No spaces. Uh,
Spaces, people.
no spaces.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have that many followers on Twitter because I don't really be on there like that. But I'm getting on there. I'm gonna be more active. If people follow me, I got y'all.
Right. Right. Follow to make sure we get on there. Like that's how
Yeah.
you get them. Yeah.
I
Follow.
follow back too
I am.
sometimes. You know, if I
Oh.
like your content, I'll follow back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it is what it is. I like to. I be interested in people. People do different things, and seeing
Yeah.
what people decide to do with their lives is fun sometimes.
And I agree with you on that. People are interested in a bug. They interested in a bug. People watching has definitely been funner now. So,
But yeah, you guys can find me on all platforms. Everywhere. Dres Music. DRESSMUZIC. There is a space when you go on there. DRES space SMUZIC. I'm actually gonna say that in one of my singles that's coming up. So
right.
I go DRES space S music with a Z. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, we
Yeah.
getting out exclusives today. Hey,
Oh yeah.
this gonna be a
Y'all
good one.
don't get everything though. Y'all don't get everything. But let's just say this next project is literally how my last year has been going.
Okay,
Super
okay,
solid. So
okay.
it's
I,
just
I like that. I ended with that there. I
but
appreciate
keep in mind that it is R&B, so there's gonna be those love songs on there for sure.
you gotta have that. You gotta have the love songs every once in a while. You can't be all, it just take it off. You gotta, inspire some people,
But yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming, y'all. So I already announced those three projects, so that's why I'm okay with saying all that right now. Cause I kind of like did like a little poll to see which one to drop next. I just
first.
had people voted on it. So Dre versus Dres was first, and then Fruit Pie came in second, and then Dres was third. I put a random name in there too, and it
He
it
said,
got
nah.
some votes too, but it wasn't nothing for real. It was a trick.
Oh, okay. So, hey, pay
Throughout there, a
attention.
little trick, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, Mug's paying attention. But
But yeah,
yeah, I would say great. Thanks having you on here. We appreciate it.
thanks,
Hey, it's
thank
me.
you.
Sadly, it's just me. I wish my boy Armada was here, but hey, on the next one for sure.
Hey, sending love to everybody over there. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to reach out to me and set this up. I appreciate that for sure.
Yes, love.